confidence.
Well, confidence is actually for you guys.
Yeah, to give us confidence.
Yeah.
No, so like, you know, on pitch day,
We have ours over here.
Yep.
And is that program too, or is that?
We've got both.
Cool.
Yeah. We call them preview and program up there on the
So
left.
it's coming out right out of the TriCaster?
Yeah, that's coming right out of the TriCaster. It gives us all those views, and it can be customized. But so the one on the right, that's the program, that's the out.
Yeah. That's
And then the one on the left is actually, it's actually preview, so it's the camera or the asset that they have queued up to go next before they transition. Just so, because really all we need is to see what we've got going out, and then if he's, let's say, teeing up something for like an asset that we're about to talk to, it lets us know, oh, he's got it ready to go.
Yeah.
You know.
And can he cue you? Do you have a cue light?
We have tally lights.
Okay.
Is that what you mean?
No, I just mean like when he's doing an asset, you just assume when you see it pop up that it's ready to go?
Yeah, we know it's
Got it.
ready. If it's up there, we know it's ready.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, because he wouldn't be queuing it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right on.
So they prep all that before we get going usually, you know. And that's our live show. I mean, that's our live chat room there, both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, are we live on YouTube now? Yeah. Oh, sweet. Hey guys. Hi everybody.
Hey, YouTube.
We have to try something. Periscope.
Oh, nice.
hey, why don't I periscope up this way?
They said.
Ooh.
They say you can actually do Periscope the way that in what do you call it? Landscape mode now. You can now do landscape mode. Okay. Have you ever done Periscope?
I have seen them and possibly been a part of them, but I have not done one myself.
I've only done it once before.
Nice. I think we did Periscope for one of our last something live. I don't know.
Oh God, start the broadcast. Let's see, swipe down to stop, double tap to flip camera. What is double tap?
Oh, yeah, it turns it around to you.
Oh, well, how about that? What's up, people?
So
Hey, everybody.
You can selfie stream.
Yeah, that's cool, but this is important. I'm trying to figure this out because you're supposed to be able to turn it sideways now, and it should just work. I don't know, did that turn sideways? What's up, Digital Phil? Is that sideways for you guys?
I don't know, I'm broadcasting you back out.
Oh, nice. There's Gabriella, everybody.
Hey, guys.
Yes, they said yes, perfect. It's going sideways. The weird thing is, from this end, even though I've turned it sideways, the comments are still, like, everything is going the wrong direction, so they need to fix that.
It's not very user-friendly.
No, that's
Yet.
a little bit buggy. But anyway, you guys, here's what's going on. We got the live set going on here. Folks in the audience.
Hey.
And that's kind of what we're seeing up in there, all up in there. Lights, camera, etc. Did you update? I have to update my app. I don't know. I thought I updated it. It doesn't say that there's an update available or anything, so I do not know. Look at all the little hearts.
They're coming out of your head, John.
They are. They're straight out of my forehead, like evil forehead thing. I don't know. So, but they
That's
said,
not
yeah, it's
awkward.
working in landscape mode, so that's cool. Last time we tried this was like 2 weeks ago or something, 2 or 3 weeks ago with Geo, and you could only hold it in portrait mode, which was kind of ridiculous because it just didn't work.
Yeah.
But anyway, now I can also double tap, and let's see. Oh, the hearts are for Gabriella, of course. We knew that, guys.
Thanks.
If I double tap, it's supposed to. Let's see, double tap. There we go. It switches cameras. Oh. Now you get a much better view. There we go. And that's our cool touchscreen smart cap. And that is the run sheet.
Oh yeah, it says you do need to update it.
Oh, I do? Oh, well.
Yeah, they fixed that funny thing.
I guess I need to update it. So here's the run sheet. So you guys can see this is what we're going to be. We got lots of oh, well, that goes a little too fast, doesn't it? That's slightly too fast.
Here's what we're talking about.
Anyway, that's what's coming up on the show in just a little bit. And those are our cameras. Those are our audience. Let's see. Can I zoom in? No. Oh, you know what? You can't pinch to zoom with the thing. I think you should be able to pinch to zoom. Let me double tap and get back there. I think they should let you pinch to zoom on the video because this camera is capable of way, way more.
All right, you want to try the
Oh,
intro?
Carter wants us to practice. Wave hi to everybody, Carter. Everybody show Carter some love. No? No love for the Carter?
He doesn't need love.
Okay. All right. There, you got one heart.
Nice.
One little heart.
No love, just tacos. Send him tacos.
Okay, here's the other thing we're gonna do. I'm gonna turn on the, this is just ridiculous, okay? I'm gonna turn on the drop cams.
Okay.
I don't know why. Actually, I'm gonna do it with this. So, okay guys, here's the thing. We're about to go live, so I'm not gonna sit here and hold this
No.
the whole time. So you have to go to geekbeat.tv/live. Huh? No, it's okay. That'll wear it out. Go to geekbeat.tv/live and you guys can watch it there. But I'm also gonna turn on the drop cams. So you can go to geekbeat.tv/dropcam and get that tiny little camera up there. Here, I'll show you where it is, because you guys never know exactly where it is. First of all, when we look at the comments, here's how we look at them. They're right above our, that's mine. But actually, this is Gabriella's, see? She's across from it.
Thank you. I can maybe see them if I actually put on my gloves.
Yeah, they're too small, aren't they? I always tell them they're too small. We
really
need to get
bad.
bigger monitors. And then I look over here, this is mirrored. It's the same thing. That's you guys right there. All of you, all up in the house. So anyway, over on this side, there's the drop cam way up there. So if you go to geekbeat.tv/dropcam, you can look at that, and I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna turn on the audio as soon as I turn off the old periscopey thing here. So that's it for now. We're about to start the show. I'll chat with you guys later.
Peace out.
Peace! How do you stop this thing?
I'm wearing my peace necklace today.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Lots of peace in this room. Lots of peace.
Okay, let me go to the old drop camera-ery.
Yes, I see.
The Nest Camery. We need to remember they're no longer drop cams. They are now Nest cams
Oh gosh. Don't mess that up.
because Google bought Nest, bought drop cam, and then Google bought Nest.
Oh wait.
And they also
It's
bought
not Google anymore.
Who?
Come
Revolve?
on.
They bought Revolve, which is my favorite thing.
Nest
Sorry,
is now just a part
Alphabet.
of the alphabet.
That is hilarious, actually, now that you mention it. But my app is still called Drop Cam.
Oh yeah, what'd you think of the new logo?
I don't know. I don't care.
Exactly. Exactly. Nobody cares.
Camera settings, enable microphone. Okay, that's going to boot everybody off for a minute, but then they'll get their audio. I don't know why they'd want the audio. They're already making fun of me because of my non-Mexican Coke with my high fructose sugar in it.
That's so sad.
Okay,
All right.
here's how we're going to do this. You see the little red light?
I
The
see it.
tally light?
I see it.
Whenever the tally light is on, whatever camera it's on, that's the one that's live, which you can see up there in the top right corner, right?
Yep.
So he switches back and forth. So what we're going to do with the intro, you got your little lines and I got my little lines. So we'll start off and I'll be like, hey everybody, I'm John P. And you say, I'm Gabriella.
Gabriella.
And I'll say, welcome to the show. On today's show, and then when I say on today's show, I'm going to turn to my camera
Okay.
and I'm going to say,
Camera one.
Google's latest solar project, and then you're going to be staring at yours and your light goes
Apple's
on.
newest products.
That's right. And then I say my line, and then you say your line,
250 megapixel cameras.
and I say my line, and then we look back here and say, it all begins now. And then he runs the intro.
He's got a rotation.
She is the host, and I am the co-host. How's that? We've got a few different folks, so we've got a nice mix now. And then we do our little chit chat for a bit.
Okay.
We'll go to commercial break.
Great.
Just chat about
See
John.
how that works out.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, guys. Carter, how you doing? Oh, the YouTube volume is low? Okay. Hang on there, YouTubers. What's up, Rusty? Abidoy. What?
I'm gonna nail this intro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Are you on the? You're on the
Thanks-
Slack
thanks
chat
for
there
being-
too?
Thanks for being nice. Well, I'm reading it there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I can mostly see it if I squint.
Nice. You just don't want to put your glasses on?
I just.
Are they just too sexy for everybody?
No,
Is that the
just-
problem?
They're so glassesy. Yeah.
Some people like that.
Look like a-
You look
I
good.
like a
You look
teacher.
good with glasses on.
Yeah, it's like
What do you guys think?
We'll see
Glasses,
if
no
I need 'em.
glasses?
Look at the logo.
Yeah, he's got
That is
glasses.
true. Like I don't fit. Who here
Dexter.
doesn't fit? Yeah.
What?
You're a little better looking than Dexter, though, so.
Well, thank you.
Did you get it set, Carter? Okay, still working on it.
I apparently have an angry point. That's a new one.
A what?
An angry point. The latest.
Oh, is it? Nice.
And of course, the pause pose.
That's just ridiculous. Oh, God. All right, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, if you go over to geekbeat.tv/Slack, you can join in on the Slack room. Although I just realized something. Actually, I didn't realize it. Somebody told me yesterday, they pointed out that one of the problems, it was actually Marion, pointed out that one of the problems is on our page on geekbeat.tv/Slack, you can sign up and stuff there, and it automatically signs up. But we don't have a link to actually open
Oh, yeah.
the GeekBeat Slack page. So even after you sign up, then you have to go type something in. It's just, we need to put a link there.
I agree.
I don't know why we don't have a link.
All right.
Gonna have to, oh, all right.
Running the circus.
So hang on, guys. We're making sure the audio is good everywhere. So so if you're on YouTube, let us know, is the audio better now? Rusty says he likes you with the glasses better.
Oh boy. I can see better. And then there's a picture of Emma.
Well, you know, Digital Phil has to roll through. Oh, it's not Digital
That is
Phil, it's
true.
Lady
Is it
A.
Slackbot? Oh, Lady A.
Don't worry, Lady A is hoping to get plenty of new GIFs of you during the live show. So
Oh shit.
be careful, because whatever you do
Alright.
turns into a GIF. Like that probably just turned into one, you putting your glasses on. You
Oh,
know.
they took down Emma's picture.
Oh,
Why?
did they? Uh-huh. Lady A says audio's okay. Are you on YouTube or are you on Ustream? Jaybird's in the house. Okay, Chris Hooker said all good on my
Sweet.
end. Rusty says all better. Billy's Brew says working for me. All right. Hubert said audio could be louder, but I don't know if that was before or after. Ah, Marion's in the YouTube chat room.
Bond pose.
Okay, we ready to do this, Carter? Yeah. Do you want to practice the intro or you want to just do it?
I prefer to just.
You want to just do it?
You know, it's my style. Wait, what's the first thing you say, and then what are we?
I'm going to say, I'm John P., and you get to say your name.
I'm Gabriella, but I'm saying it to this camera.
Yeah, we're going to say it right here. It'll be
Alright.
obvious. And then we'll get started, and I'll say, and on today's show,
Google's latest solar
Google's latest solar project. That's
Apple's
how
newest
short-term.
products.
My memory is so short-term that in between the time when I'm looking here and there, I'll look down here to see what I'm supposed to say. That is how short my memory is.
Yeah, mine's close. Just keep in the most important stuff. And then, welcome to Geek Beat.
Yeah, and then he'll run
Okay.
the jingle, and then we do our little chitty chat.
I like it. All right.
Are we ready, Cartier? That's our fancy name for Carter. Cartier. All right. Are you ready?
Ready's all over me.
Let's do this. Here we go, Carter. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Geek Beat. I'm John P.
And I'm Gabriella.
And on today's show, Google's latest solar project,
Apple's newest products,
self-driving car hacks,
250 megapixel cameras,
and just a whole boatload of car stories. It all begins now. Welcome to the show, folks. Another week and another $1. I don't know, maybe. Welcome, Gabriella. $7. We just picking random amounts of money now.
Whatever.
Send your $7 too. Hey guys, everybody, welcome Gabriella. It's her. You've seen her on the show. You've made little cameos before.
I have.
During the other shows, the other episodes.
I have. Yeah.
But today you're actually hosting with me.
I am.
So
Here I am.
you guys can tweet and get all rebellious and rambunctious.
I'm
and,
a real
let us
person.
know.
I'm not an android.
I know.
Yeah.
You're the best. So we're gonna have a fun show today, even though I must admit it is not the best day for having tons of fun because it's September 11th.
It's a somber kind of day. It's also
It
my
is.
brother's birthday, so happy brother.
What?
Happy birthday, bro.
There you go. Don't tase me either, bro.
No.
Yeah. So are you allowed to be happy on September 11th anymore? They kind of
Well,
suck
it
the
would
joy
suck
out
like
of this
if it's
day.
your birthday, right?
It would if it's your birthday.
Yeah.
How does he deal with that? 14 years of just like, oh yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah. I don't know. He deals with it okay though, but
Alright.
definitely a tough day. But
Do you remember where you were on September 11th, 2001?
so I was actually in college because some people aren't quite as old as you, John.
Yes, I am ancient.
Yeah, and some friends came into class. I was staying in the same class and said, "Did you hear what happened?" And it sounded like a setup to a joke, and then I realized it was real, which was
Surreal, huh?
tough. It
Did
was
you guys,
surreal.
wherever you were you near a TV? Did you guys like go hunt down a TV or something, or what'd you do?
So, the school actually kicked us out because it's a big school. So
Oh,
yeah,
they're like, get out.
they told us to go home for the day.
Wow. So it was weird. I was actually in Virginia, and I was
Oh, wow.
I was only a few miles from the Pentagon.
Wow.
Literally,
So
like
you saw and
less
heard
than
a
5
lot.
miles from the Pentagon, and everything started going nuts. And I was actually in the middle of a meeting at work. We in fact, we had brought together people from all over the country for this big meeting, and I was leading the meeting too. And somebody came in like 15 minutes into it because it was the beginning of the day and said, "Stop everything! One of the World Trade Centers just got hit."
Oh wow.
And we're like, "What?" And so we put it on pause. We didn't know. We thought maybe it was an accident. Everybody did,
Yeah.
And we just told everybody to take a break. And there was a bar restaurant next door to the building we were in. We walked over there, and they had a huge big screen in there, and they had opened the doors so people could come and see what happened. And then we stood there watching what had happened, and then bam, the next thing happened, and then all just so everybody was just standing there freaking out. And of course, the fact that we were so close to the Pentagon. Then when we decided to send everybody home and go home, nobody could go home. You couldn't move on the highways.
No.
It was impossible. And the cell phones weren't working, and it was just chaos.
Yeah. Nobody knows. But shout out to the first responders.
Yeah.
We're working with a few right now, and some amazing people.
Yeah.
So happy we have them.
So on that depressing note,
Yeah.
I have something less depressing than
Perk it
that.
up.
I'm totally stoked about this. I don't know if you guys can see it. You're only going to be able to see part of it, but I have a new welding table. I'm just going to roll it right on in here in the front of this
This thing
table.
is so cool.
Look at this thing. You can only see part of it, but it is super, super sweet. It's like got holes all over it so they can mount fixtures and things in it. And I just built it and put a big video out about it. You can go to geekbeat.tv/weld table. You can see all about that thing. It's super sweet.
It looks really good on set too. You see?
It kind of does look good. Maybe
Yeah.
we should just leave it there all the time.
I like it.
Yeah, me too. All right, I tell you what, guys, we're going to take a quick break, then we're going to come back and we're going to start right in on the day's news because there's actually a ton of it. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Yeehaw! Commercial break.
Woohoo! Maybe I'll do the next one
Without your glasses.
Exactly. I want to freak people out.
Do it back
Except
and forth,
now I
back
can't
and forth.
see. As soon as you take them off, it's like.
Where were you guys? Hubert was unloading a truck on September 11th. The internet broke down, no information in Europe.
Wow.
Billy Brew.
Looks like a torture table.
Yo, what can we do to get the YouTube subscribers back up? 6,500 is whack. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess people will just kind of come back as they do. You know, when Luria decided to move over and do her new show, and she kind of converted the old subscribership over to the new show, you know, we had to start from the beginning again. So, you know, I figure the people who were really serious, hardcore folks just came over, and the others, some people just aren't aware that we even came back because we didn't do the show for a couple of months. So I think people are rediscovering it constantly. Robotastic said, who is that sitting next to me? That is Gabriella.
Hi.
Yeah, she's G on the Slack chat, so you can just do @G. How did you get G? Do you do that anywhere else, or you just were like,
my name
I'm
is
just gonna
Gabriella.
take G?
I'd like to get G everywhere else.
Do you walk around saying ever since I was a lowercase G?
Yeah, I'm little GZ
Right.
now. You know,
Ever
works.
since I was a lowercase G.
Exactly.
I wish I could say that, but my name is not John spelled with a G.
Sorry, that'd be a strange spelling.
That would suck, to be honest. If my name was John and it was like, oh, is that with an H? I'd be like, no, it's with a G.
Yeah, and everybody would look at you like,
I'd be like, where am I supposed to put
what's
a G?
wrong with this guy?
G-O-N-E. You mean your name is Gone? No, it's John.
Yeah.
It's not Gone.
Now, Geo, on the other hand,
Yeah, Geo could be a
it could
lowercase
be a big
G.
G or a lowercase G.
That's true.
I mean, it just depends.
That's true.
It just depends on his mood that day. I mean, he's definitely got his uppercase and lowercase moods.
He does. He's got uppercase day and lowercase days.
Yeah. Are you uppercase G or lowercase G today?
That's what we should ask him. Yep, yep.
All right.
Oh, Mindsense said we just got back in time to watch the second plane on TV.
Oh, man.
Ugh. CJ was La Jolla Memorial Hospital in California watching on a TV in the waiting area. Chris Hooker was in a bank watching it on the big screen. Oh, wow. Roy's anniversary is today.
Oh. I'm guessing that he's been married for longer than 14 years, right? Because that'd be
He says, who knew, I can't see the, who knew it's like not on the screen all the way. I can't see the side. Who knew something, 1999.
Yeah, okay, now I really can't read
I
that.
guess he got, oh, we're getting it moved over a little bit. Here we go.
Topo Geo.
Is Topo Geo there?
Nice.
Who knew back in 1999?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jindy was living by 3 Mile Island and security was tightened.
I would hope so.
JD wants to know if this is a new Acer. No, this is actually I've been using this Acer for a while. I love it. This is the Aspire R7, and it is actually my normal day-to-day work computer now. I use this all the time. It flips and it can go down like that so that you can use it as like a tablet mode thing, or you can stand it up and then use it as a full-on keyboard thing. It's like a transformer, so that's why I like it. It's more than meets the eye.
Mine is
Yes.
the Mac Air.
Still running the little bumper.
Okay.
Interesting at all.
Billy's Brew. I was working at a gas station. People started hoarding gas, pulling up with 50-gallon drums
Wow.
and filling them up. It was wild. Lines out into the street. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I remember the gas lines.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that. I guess
Yep.
people would have probably been making runs
just
on to
freaked
Walmart,
out,
and food
yeah.
and water and everything, right? Not me. I have guns. I'm like, I'm just kidding.
I have guns. I have everything I need.
I'm not kidding about having guns, but
Yes. That's who wins in the post-apocalyptic world, right?
that's right.
I have an axe in the back of the truck too.
That
Because
we scare
axes
with-
don't
that we
ever
scare
run out of
people with
bullets.
in Halloween.
We're gonna make a zombie apocalypse weapon. Now that I have my new welding table, the next thing,
like it.
we're building a zombie apocalypse weapon.
That's my Halloween party theme is post-apocalypse.
Really?
It's going to be fun. What are you going to come as?
I have to think about that.
Yeah?
I don't know what I would
Post-apocalypse.
come as in a post-apocalyptic world. Maybe Mad Max.
That is, that's the
That's
common theme,
too.
but
Okay,
it's
I
just-
can't
it's
do
too
that.
Obvious.
I can't
it's
do
too
that.
obvious. Yeah.
Can't do that. Did you see my forge? I brought a
Yes.
forge
yes,
up here. It's
your-
right over there.
Yes, it's huge. That thing is heavy.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's very heavy.
It's gonna be
As
hot too.
forges should be.
Yeah, probably. Okay, let's come back from commercial break. Now it's time for us to talk about the news, so we will do that.
Right.
He's gonna run a little jingle,
Newsy.
a jingle jangle. All right, Carter,
All right.
bring us back.
All right.
Jingle jangle.
How do you like the jingle? We didn't get any audio on this end, did we?
I imagine it was wonderful.
It was amazing.
Yes.
Way to go, Carter.
Extra tacos for Carter.
I hope you guys had a good commercial break. It is time for the news. You know what? I'm actually excited about the first news story of the day because this one comes straight out of Google, and it's a new project called Project Sunroof. And at first I was like, what the heck? What? I had no idea what that could possibly be. But turns out Project Sunroof is a kind of, I don't know, thing you can use that kind of combines Google Maps with a bunch of other data, and it lets you pull up your house, and somehow it uses some kind of mapping program to look at the size of your roof and the trajectory that it's pointed and everything else, and tells you how much solar capacity you can put on your roof. And then it includes calculators to figure out how much electricity you can generate, how much the dollar value of that electricity will be, and stuff like that.
So basically we can figure out, should I be using solar, and if so, who do I use and what should I expect? It basically
Exactly.
figures all that stuff out for you, which isn't that easy to figure out. I mean, I know you've done it yourself,
It
right,
is.
John?
It was horrible.
Yeah.
It
and-
was the worst experience ever.
Yeah.
Like of everything I've ever done to my life, on my house, putting solar on the
Wow.
roof was the worst.
You know, my dad
By far.
My dad put solar panels on a van. He's
That-
ready for the apocalypse.
That's pretty awesome.
He is.
Does he keep like an apocalyptic weapon in the van with him?
I don't know about weapon, but he definitely has a lot of food in there.
Okay, he's a hoarder.
No,
He's a prepper.
no, he's just,
Okay,
Texan.
that's good. Well, the thing is, whenever I put the solar panels on the roof, first I had to have a consultant come out, and they had to climb up on the roof, and they had to take all these measurements, and they had to do all this crazy stuff, and look at which way the sun came, and where the trees were, and all this calculations and stuff.
Now, how close can Google Maps get now?
I don't know.
Can it get down to that level of detail? That's the question. How accurate is the system really going to be?
But the thing is, I think the problem is you need two stages. You need first somebody to take a look and tell you approximately, is this even going to be feasible? Because there's certain houses you can just take a look and right away you go, no, you can't do it.
Yeah.
Because your roof doesn't face the right direction, you got trees all around you, whatever, it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
So if they can help at least eliminate a bunch of them up front, and then there's going to be several of them where there's no trees anywhere, you got a flat roof, you're in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's like, oh yeah, definitely, it's about this amount. So you could really,
So like low-hanging fruit?
Yeah.
Let's just go ahead and do the ones that we know
yeah.
they'll make money off of it.
The other thing that is pretty cool about it is they're going to be able to link all kinds of data like federal tax credits and local tax credits and utility rebates and things like that. So even local, I'm assuming eventually they'll give the cities the ability, like local people will have the ability to go in and say, okay, within this area, this is the kind of incentives that we have or something.
That's great. Thank you, Google.
And
or
then-
Alphabet.
Yeah, you're right. And then after they do all that, I guess you could engage certain vendors to come out and take care of it for you. But the bad news is not doing it everywhere just yet.
Yeah.
It's like in one city or something, so they're going to be making their way across the universe.
All right.
Anyway, speaking of the universe and universal domination, Apple just had their latest shindig. Did you watch the Apple announcement?
I watched part of it.
You did more than me. I didn't watch
there was
any of
some
it.
good. There was some exciting, interesting stuff in there.
I was welding while they were doing that. So, but do you have any Apple products other than your
I
Mac?
might have an Apple product.
Yeah. Do you don't? But you don't use an Apple phone.
No, I don't
Do you have an-
anymore. I used to.
Do you have an iPad?
I have an old iPad. I don't use it anymore.
Oh, do you? Well,
Yeah.
maybe it's time for a new one. Did you hear about the new ones?
Maybe I did hear about.
How about
the
the
new
Apple
ones a little
TV?
bit.
Okay, we're gonna run this down for you guys. Okay.
I actually have 2 Apple TVs. So one of my friends he's an Apple TV guy, and shout out, hi Andy. So he gave me my first Apple TV, so it was kind of forced on me, if you will.
Yeah.
But I really like
Then
it.
you got addicted, didn't you?
Yeah, well, we use it in our conference room at the office because we can pull this stuff up really easily. It's
And
a
shove it on the
simple
TV.
product, yeah.
Yeah, just shove it right here, right
Exactly.
up there. Okay, well they made some new announcements. First of all, we've got the new iPhone 6s. Why is it that nowadays every phone, whether it's Samsung or Apple, they come out with a variant of a version number and then a version with a letter? Like it's the 5, it's the 5S,
It's
the
probably
6.
because they kept doing it, and it's like they're just trying to one-up each other.
But why not just go to the next model number? Why can't it be just, okay, this is the 6, this is the 7, this is the 8?
I guess they have to do a major redesign to do that,
Or maybe they think the numbers will grow too quickly, too fast, I don't know.
and we'll have like the iPhone 3014 like
That
in
would be
2
awesome.
years.
Well, anyway, the new iPhone 6s, they've upgraded the camera, so now it will shoot 4K video.
Ooh, that's a lot of pimples showing up.
That is, and it will take 12 megapixel photos.
Hey, it might cure the over selfies.
You think so?
Yeah, it might be like so bad that people don't take as many selfies anymore.
I don't think so. I think
Darn
you're stuck with the
I was
selfies.
hoping. I was hoping.
Also, the new iPhones take a series of pictures that they will combine into one, and they call it a live photo.
Isn't that like?
We call that a GIF.
Isn't that what this does?
Well, so some people claim that Apple is a little behind because, for example, all these Samsung devices have been shooting 4K video. They got 16 megapixel sensors. They've been shooting motion photos for like years now. So
Yeah.
what's the big deal? I don't know. I'm just delivering the news, folks.
And now it has a faster processor too, about twice
Right.
as fast. The A9.
Yep.
Again, a lot of the others out there are 3 or 4 times faster. So come on, guys.
Yep, catching up. They also have a
But it's
new 3D touch technology. Now this does sound new. I haven't heard of this one
That's
before.
interesting. I definitely would screw that up.
As I understand it, it somehow, depending on the pressure that you use for touching the screen, it does different things. Like maybe a light pressure on the screen would, I don't know, pop up a right menu option, and a heavy pressure would just open another page, or I don't know, something like that.
I'd definitely screw that up.
But that's kind of cool. I would like to see that everywhere. I don't know what I'd do with it, but it sounds pretty cool.
All right, get one. I'll test it out for you.
Okay, good. So, I don't know, there may have been a few other things with the iPhone 6s, but moving on, Apple TV got a major overhaul. Did you hear about all these updates?
well,
I don't even understand what all they're going to do with
So
it.
it's the App Store that's the most exciting part of it, or just what they've done in their apps marketplace with the Apple TV. But what it looks like to me that they're doing is possibly going to more of a gaming device. So watch out, Microsoft Xbox. I don't know. I mean, with the success of Xbox, I can see where they'd be like, hey,
Let's get on some
let's
action.
get a piece of that pie.
Mhm.
So
Well, now
pretty exciting.
and they also, in addition to that, don't they have storage built in? Like you can actually get like, I don't know, 16 gigs or 32 gigs or something like that versions. So maybe you can actually download movies to it and games and everything, all kinds of content, I suppose. Photos, maybe? I don't know. Oh, and the new remote has some kind of a slick touch interface on it, not just buttons. So, I don't know, that sounds kind of interesting.
fun stuff.
Let's see. Now, the big announcement was the iPad Pro. So, I don't know how this fits in. Like, you've got your little MacBook Air. What are you going to do now
And it
if you
just-
could get a 1.5 pound iPad that's also a 13-incher that you can get with a keyboard and a little pen thing? They also have a pen thing for it as well.
Well, I mean, maybe it's planned obsolescence. Maybe they do want the Airs to go away, at least the smaller ones. It makes sense to me. When I'm upgrading, obviously, or when I'm going to my next version, I'll consider it. So I know a lot of people have been doing it with the Microsoft machines.
Yep, yep. A lot of
So-
people, they love the Surface.
Yeah, they really do.
And of course, there have been a lot of people taking little pot shots at Apple because they were talking about, oh, no pens, no keyboard, no nothing, forever.
Yeah.
You know, and there are people quoting like Steve Jobs saying things about, and then all of a sudden, bam, and everybody says, oh, now you're copying Microsoft. And you always accuse them of copying you, and they all accuse each other, but you know.
Yeah, but hey, they had Microsoft on stage to launch some other products,
Yeah,
which was interesting.
I don't even get that.
Yeah.
I don't get that at all. But they claim that the new iPad Pro has the highest resolution screen of any of these devices. It's really a beautiful screen. It's got the A9X chip and a 10-hour battery life. So that's cool.
Yeah.
I think it really comes down to whether or not you need to run a full operating system like Mac OS or Windows 10, or if you can just get by with apps. Because nowadays, you can get like Google apps for iPads or Android devices, so all your things that you used to need a standalone app for, you do in the cloud or with an app.
Yeah, but Surface tried that and it didn't work out for them. They went full OS, or well,
Yeah,
you know,
well, yeah, that's true. But I think the difference is their app store at the time was not very
Well.
complete, you know, and for their little
Complete,
mini
that's
apps,
that's
right?
a nice way to put it.
Yeah. So, but Apple certainly has that wrapped up. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe if you don't need anything other than these basic apps, you just get you an iPad.
Yep.
1.5 pounds, people. 10 hours of battery life. That's
so
pretty
nice.
sweet. So I don't know. I think those are the major updates from Apple, but also the other minor update is that for those of you who are running any Apple devices, iOS 9 has a release date.
Yes.
September 16th. So what is today's the 11th? You have 5 days, folks.
Yeah.
Like middle of next week, you'll be able to get the new iOS version 9.
Now, did you hear the most interesting thing about the new iOS version?
I did not. What was it?
So there are new little characters. So apparently you can
Emojis?
Emojis. That's what you call them. You're just better at that than I am.
Nice.
So apparently you can now give people the middle finger with emoji.
Sweet.
Yes, and guess what, Carter? Tacos.
The taco emoji.
Taco emojis.
That'll be perfect.
happy.
So when it's like, hey, what are we doing for lunch? You just line up a few tacos
Yeah,
and hit send.
perfect.
That is
So
perfect.
easy.
All right, guys, go get yourself a taco, and we'll be right back after this quick break.
How's it going? Having fun yet?
Yes.
I think,
Hubert says there's no place to put the pencil. That's a good point. Like with
That's
the
kinda ridiculous.
with the Samsung ones, right? With the Samsung devices, you know, there's a slot that you put the pens in.
Oh, and then Microsoft has little.
Yeah, and Microsoft, yeah, I mean they've all got little something, but I guess
When a pencil costs $100, you're not going to lose it.
yeah, that's true. Is it $100?
Yes.
$99.
99
Wow.
bucks. It better be one hell of a pencil.
that's
I know
ridiculous.
one device I'm not going to get.
Yeah, yeah.
That segment was like 10 and a half minutes.
Okay,
We're running it for like 15 minutes.
good. Because we don't have anything to unbox today.
Yeah.
Although technically, we do have a couple of things, but we won't unbox them on the live show because we don't have a whole lot. But you know what? You want to check these out? Just for fun? Since we're at commercial break, I got a package with these. They're kind of cool. It's the Sidekick 360, a smartphone adapter. We don't, sorry guys, we don't have the close-up camera right now, so you just have to take my word for it as I open them, or as we open them.
So, John, I'm running you because I think you want your unboxing.
Oh yeah? Which one?
All third-rated stuff. I have 3
Oh,
things.
Sol.
See.
Yeah, they're fun. All right, so this is a little it is a tripod,
Nice. Attachment.
mount
Yeah.
that your camera can get mounted. There's two
like
sizes.
this.
One's big and one's small.
So you can. Well, let's see. Can you?
I don't know,
well,
you-
you wouldn't want to.
You probably have the big one. I don't know if it's
Hold on. Sometime today.
will it go small enough for your phone?
I don't.
There we go. I got mine in there. Even with the little case on it.
Maybe. Nope.
No, it's too big.
Too big.
Here, try this one. Is mine bigger than yours? That sounds so wrong.
I think it's about the same, actually.
Oh, the same. Here, you can try that one.
Well, you play with that. I'll play with this.
Oh yeah, this would be for like the Galaxy, like the Note
Notes,
series,
yeah,
or the big new S6 Edge Plus,
whatever.
and that one is for the smaller ones. So now you can put that, like,
Nice.
especially because, for example, we
Just gonna
talked
mount
about
it here.
Periscope. Well, we've actually got that coming up, but Periscope will now do the horizontal thing. You could set your phone in that on a tripod or mount it to something, and then you could go Periscope hands-free.
I like it.
That'd be sweet. Anyway, these are in for review, so
These are fun.
I'm gonna set these aside for now. Oh, by the way, guys, if you want to check them out, they're actually pretty cheap. They're called the Sidekick 360 from MePhoto, MEFOTO.com, and they're pretty cool. So check them out.
What happened?
Now you can leave your phone there, so you can just keep
No,
checking on it.
I like it. Oh, actually, this is great just for the office.
There you go.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Okay. Yeah, gadget time.
Yes.
Hey, hang on. Let me see if I turn this speaker on, if we can hear it. Oh, is the speaker on? No. Now it's on.
I'm messing with people.
All right. Bring us back, Cartier. Thank you, Digital Phil. I'm not gonna lie, it felt good.
Slack already has the middle finger apparently, so iOS 9.
Slack has the middle finger?
So they say, yeah.
I believe them.
Nice. You've got them all today.
like, all right.
You got them all.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm a live
Wow.
graphics card.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm bad. I'm a very bad man.
Dropsy the Clown game.
Oh yeah, that's coming
Yeah,
up.
my son
oh.
plays that.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh, we're gonna talk about
It's
that.
funny. Or actually, I think it's the stepsons. Probably both of them. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna talk about it.
My son plays every game.
All right,
Really
Carter.
loves them.
What you gonna do?
It's cold in here.
Welcome back, guys. We've been having fun at the break. You can always follow along at geekbeat.tv/live. We got the chat room going and everything else. So yeah, we're talking about giving people the finger and eating tacos.
It's all ADD up in here.
Yeah, it is. But it is perfect because now it's gadget time, and gadget's perfect for those of us with ADD.
Exactly.
What was I saying?
I forgot.
Oh, okay. So this first one is crazy. Now, I happen to be a Canon guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people are Nikon people or Sony people. I'm a Canon guy.
We're Canon too.
Yeah, I'm not really on purpose. I just kind of ended up a Canon guy. I bought a Canon, I got hooked into it, and now I'm a Canon guy.
It's hard to change once you've got all the lenses and all that good stuff.
It is.
Yeah.
And you know what really ticks me off? Whenever like the Nikon comes out with some new feature that the Canon guys don't have yet, and then the Nikon guys are all like, oh, I'm okay. It's the whole Ford Chevy battle thing, and
Yeah.
it just makes you feel, well, no more. Because Canon has just unveiled a new prototype 250 megapixel camera sensor. And what's crazier is that this camera sensor will shoot 5 frames per second.
That's crazy.
Now let's do the math. First of all, the resolution on this thing is 19,580 by 12,600.
I actually thought your numbers were off.
I know, there was not an actual extra digit in there.
Wow.
It wasn't like 9,000 by
It wasn't like 20,000 billion?
It was 19,580 by 12,600. That's the resolution.
And so the highest resolution right now is
About 50
50
megapixels.
meg. Wow.
And that's like, you know, but what's crazy about this is they said that you can actually distinguish the lettering on the side of an aircraft if you take a picture from 11 miles away.
Reconnaissance.
11 miles away, you can read the letters on an aircraft.
Insane.
That is
Wow.
insane. Now, here's the other thing. If you take a 250 megapixel photo, it's a 350 megabyte file size.
Nope.
It's like one photo
Yeah.
is 350 megabytes, okay?
Wow. That's kind
Now
of
keep in mind, you can like download an entire movie in about 1 gigabyte. Or you could take 3 photos with this camera.
3 pictures.
Okay, 3 pictures or like 300,000 frames. Your choice.
That's insane.
Now that's of course uncompressed and everything else, but
Can Photoshop even handle a file that
I
big?
don't know. You got to have one heck of a machine. The other problem is not just taking that picture, but you know, when you think about how these machines physically work, you take the picture, but now you have to transfer it into memory, like into memory, and then eventually you got to transfer it into storage. So it takes time to process all that, and this camera will have to write, in order to save 5 pictures per second, it's 1,750 megabytes per second. I mean, we don't even have computers that will.
It's insane.
They won't save it that. But it doesn't matter. The point is,
It will cut down on selfies.
that's your deal, because you can zoom into the pores, right, and see like.
Nobody
oh,
wants
that's
that shown
disgusting.
in a selfie. So
Right.
guys, don't use this for selfies or
Right.
girls.
Right, 250 meg.
Whew.
Well, one person who's not very self-conscious about selfies is Dropsy the Clown.
Dropsy the clown.
I don't know anything about this story. All I know is we have a video. Do you have this video, Carter? This is just,
How's it going?
all I have to say is somebody
Oh,
was, I don't know what they were smoking. Is that pot? Is that crack? I think it's crack because I just don't get it. Dropsy is a clown, and he basically roams around because here's the backstory. Somehow a mysterious fire killed his parents at the carnival, and everybody says he did it. Now, I don't know if he actually claimed he didn't do it or not, but he took off from the carnival after his parents got killed in a mysterious fire. And you know what he does? He roams around the world hugging people.
yeah, because that's what we want is a clown who killed his parents hugging. our
Allegedly.
children. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
All right.
And
And wait, what else can he do?
he can also talk to animals.
Yeah, it's exactly the kind of clown I want hugging my kids.
And apparently he unearths dark secrets.
All right.
And it's a new game that you can purchase for under $10. So, if you're into recreational things, you might give Dropsy the Clown a try. But then again, I will not be responsible if you have some kind of psychedelic, trip or something. Don't be blaming me for any of that.
Could be fun though.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Now, personally, I would much rather play
Yes.
with DJI's new quadcopter. Have you seen this thing?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm pretty excited.
Okay, so the thing is, most of these quadcopters get, they've started adding cameras because what fun is flying a quadcopter if you can't film it?
Exactly.
But the cameras they put on them are pretty small. I mean, not much bigger than the ones that we have in our phones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Whatever.
Yeah, GoPro would be like a good camera that you put on one nowadays.
Yeah, you can put that on most of the Phantoms anyways. So.
Yeah. But now, DJI has just announced a brand new Micro Four Thirds camera that they mount on their big ol' quadcopters that gives you absolutely stunning cinematography. I mean, unlike anything else. Plus, you see on the picture here, the guy's touching the screen. You can adjust the aperture and the focus by just touching the screen of your pad. And he's manually focusing there by doing that. And also there's a little manual focus wheel on the remote control. So you mount this camera. I mean, just look at that footage.
That's beautiful.
It's amazing, you know, just the colors and stuff. They also said that it's capable of shooting. There's two variants of the camera. Sorry, the package, if you will. There is the X5R, and there's the regular X5. The X5R will let you save uncompressed raw video onto an SSD drive that's also on the thing, so you can do color grading and stuff afterwards if you know how to do that.
Yeah.
And it makes these huge raw files. And it has 13 stops of range in the light gathering. So that's a lot, people.
Wow.
That's why it looks so good. So it's
Sounds
got a
like-
big sensor. It's a pro grade of equipment.
Sounds like there's going to be a lot of storage issues in
Yeah,
the
there
near
are.
future.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
That is a good. There's good news and bad news. The good news is that camera is coming. That whole camera slash quadcopter is coming out soon. The bad news is
Ouch. It's going to hurt the wallet just a little.
$4,500 for the cheap variant.
Yeah.
$8,000 if you want the R version.
Yeah, don't do like my son and crash it into the water the first day he uses it.
That's what I was thinking. What I'm thinking is, okay, these are expensive, but okay, you know, maybe you can afford it. But how many times can you afford it when you crash it? That's what
Ouch,
scares
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
If you already have an Inspire, you can just buy the camera.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
You could buy the camera if you already have the Inspire, but the Inspire itself is like what, $3,000?
Yeah.
So if you have a $3,000 quadcopter, then you can spend, you know, $2,000 or $3,000 more and get the camera for
Get
it.
the better camera.
Yeah.
Eh,
I want one.
yeah.
I have no purpose
You're
to
gonna
own
end up
one.
buying one, aren't
I
you?
don't have anything cool to shoot with it,
Uh-huh.
but I think I gotta have it. I don't know.
All right.
Okay, next up, Periscope. Now, some of you will recall that about 2 or 3 weeks ago, Gio and I played with Periscope for the first time. We did it right here on the live show.
Speak of Periscope here.
The problem is, yes, you have your nifty little
I do, but I don't have the
phone
app.
holder. You don't have the Periscope app?
have
Well,
the app.
here's the thing. When we last took a look at Periscope, you had to use it like this. Now, for those of you who don't know, Periscope is a live streaming app. You launch it, and you just hold your phone, you walk around, and you live stream. But you had to hold your phone like this. Nobody wants to watch video in portrait mode. Well, they finally fixed that, so now you can landscape it. So apparently all you do is you start the app up, and when you turn it sideways, anybody watching it just turns the right way for them, and now you can do everything Periscope like that. So I think I'm going to use it a little more.
Yeah, but we learned earlier that you actually have to make sure to update it as of
Yeah.
today because some of the stuff wasn't quite doing the landscape. But
Yeah.
they've already put the fix in there, so go ahead and update it if you want to play with it.
Yeah, I think I should do the update.
I think you should, John.
Yeah, my apps, let's see here. Oh, there it is, right there. There's the update. So I'll just hit update all, and we'll let that do its thing.
All right.
So I'm going to use that a little bit more. So if you guys want to, I don't know, if you're not following me on Twitter, I guess Twitter and Periscope are linked. I don't even know how you get to my periscope.com/John Pose
I feel like this would be an interesting in-office app.
to use around here or around
Yes.
anybody's office.
Pretty much around here. 'Cause
Around here, there's some weird stuff going on.
Exactly. Some mean ping pong.
There is. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
try and capture some of that. So I don't know. Somebody link it in the chat room or something. I guess I'm John Pose. However you get to it on Periscope. So, anyway. Okay, next up. Oh, this one I'm actually kind of excited
Ooh,
about.
yes.
AT&T. So if you've got an old car, and I mean, it could be back as far as 1996, and some of them even a little older. You have a little thing under your dash called an OBD port, OBD2 port. And you get dongles to stick in the port. That just sounds dirty.
Let's not talk about your dongles.
But anyway, you can get dongles to stick in those ports because they do things like, tell you if you have faults with your car, what's wrong with your car. Now,
It's what the mechanics plug into when they're trying to get all the diagnostic information when your car's in the shop.
exactly.
But we haven't had access to that data up until now.
Right, but you actually bought a gadget that lets you have access to it.
Yeah, I bought one called Vinly, and they're supposedly doing a whole app store for your car.
Oh, so you can do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, but I think they're on the Verizon network, if I remember right.
I have no idea.
I don't know. It's
But
one of the crowdfunded things.
They're on Magenta.
They're on Magenta.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
But you
whatever
don't
that
have
is.
it yet.
I don't have it yet because it was a crowdfunded thing, so I'm waiting.
Okay.
Waiting impatiently, guys.
When it comes, you're going to do the review for everybody?
Yes, I'm going to do it out of the Jeep too.
Nice.
So,
You
but
have a
nobody
brand new Jeep.
Nobody hacked my Jeep.
Yeah,
I won't be very happy.
don't hack my Jeep, bro.
Don't hack my Jeep.
Well, anyway, AT&T now has teamed up with ZTE Mobility, or is it Mobility? Mobley.
Mobley?
ZTE Mobley. And they are building a dongle that lets you use an AT&T SIM to create Wi-Fi hotspots in your car.
Yep.
Even if it's an older car. Like now new cars come with this functionality built in to have a hotspot. But all you need to do is get one of these little dongles.
And you can have a lot.
Hotspot.
I know what you're thinking.
I think it's awesome. So,
Absolutely.
you know, you can have up to 5 people, up to 5 devices on the hotspot in your car, and you can add it on to your AT&T plan. If you're on AT&T, it's like 10 to 20 bucks a month to add it on. Like 10 bucks a month if you're on a shared plan and you share all your bandwidth.
Yeah. So free if you sign up for an agreement, but $100 otherwise.
That's not bad.
Not that ridiculous.
100 bucks
Yeah, to have Wi-Fi in your car.
and 10 bucks, you know, especially if you do a
Yeah.
lot of trips and road trips, or if you have kids and the kids want to sit back there with their iPads.
Yeah.
Even though you could turn a hotspot on your phone, it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it kills your battery and everything else. Just
Hopefully
put your
You
chip
can
in the
kill
car.
Other people if you're driving.
That's true. 10 bucks a month.
Very cool.
Not a bad deal. All right, let's see. We are going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to come right back, and then we're going to talk about science.
T-Mobile. Verizon also has one that does the same thing as AT&T. They announced it like last week or before last.
Whoops.
They have a dongle?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
So Verizon has one. Finley's on T-Mobile. They're very picky about it. It's like all sorts of weird things. And then there's something else along those. So yeah.
The interesting thing is right now Verizon and AT&T are having kind of a bandwidth war, because when I went to Germany, we called them, I'm on AT&T now, we called AT&T to tell them to turn on my roaming internationally. It was like expensive, okay, like 115 bucks, 120 bucks, something like that. And it didn't even work, but we're not going to get into that now.
Come on, we need a good rant.
Right, but the when we got back and called in to turn it off, they said, "Oh, by the way, I was on the like, it was like 10 or 12 gigs per month for $100 per month. I don't know why, because I don't use that much, but I just give them $100 a month.
That's nice of you.
Anyway, when we called in to get that to just go back to normal, they said, by the way, would you like to upgrade to 15 gigs per month for no additional money? Well, yes. Yes,
They're
I
like,
would.
No, that sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Yes, we did that. So I upgraded to 15 gigs a month. Then,
Did you
last
sis
night,
Now?
huh?
What's up, sis?
Oh yeah, what's up, sis? Share a Coke with
Sorry,
sis.
ADD.
Well, last night I was reading some stuff, and Verizon just came out with a deal, 18 gigs a month for $100 on the
Wow.
shared plan.
Huh.
18 gigs a month, Verizon.
You know, I'm actually still on a
Unlimited?
unlimited. Yeah.
You're grandfathered in. Are you on AT&T?
Uh-huh.
You're grandfathered on unlimited?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. But how much are you actually paying? Because you may be grandfathered on
About
unlimited, but
$110 a month.
but you may not be using but like 3 gigs or something.
No, it definitely gives me usage high usage warnings a lot.
Oh, it does?
It does. Yeah.
What do you like
But it
always
doesn't matter,
you don't
it's
even
free.
care. You're just like, "Oh,
Yeah, I
YouTube
don't-
video,
I don't pay attention to how much
Wi-Fi
data I use.
hotspots. Why would I connect to Wi-Fi?"
No, it won't let me do a hotspot. So that's
No.
the
Oh, you
down-
can't share your
I can't.
Well,
Yeah.
you could if you jailbroke it. But then if they caught
Yeah,
you, then
exactly. Then my grandfather status is over.
How much have you looked at your usage? How much do you actually use in a month?
I don't look at my usage. I don't care.
You don't even care. But
It's like $110 a month, dude.
you don't even care if you connect to Wi-Fi because it's just unlimited, so who cares?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have mine to where it always connects to Wi-Fi if I'm at home or work or whatever, so it just does. I think we may use 3,
Yeah.
but I have 15. So I could probably downgrade to like $50 a month or something. Oh, and they also do the rollover thing of unused, but only for 1 month. But that means if I use like,
data?
yeah.
But minutes, it does it like.
Minutes
I
are unlimited.
never talk on the phone. I
Minutes
hate
and
that thing.
texts are all unlimited now. There
Oh,
is no
really?
limit to those.
I had no idea. Well,
They're-
I don't. It doesn't matter to me.
I
I'm
know,
just
but
like,
they're totally unlimited. All of that. Data is the only thing that matters. So the thing is, if I get 15 gigs and I only use like 3, then I get to bank like 12
For the
to
next
go onto
month.
the next month, but
Yeah.
only go 1 month forward. But
Okay.
this is good for times we go to like CES and we're on the road traveling a lot, and I
Which is
use very little
insane.
the month before, and then I can blow it out with like 25 gigs
Nice.
that month, and who cares?
Yeah.
Didn't go over.
Yeah, I'm on the same plan as him.
You're on the same one?
You wanna see
15
what I
gigs.
got for my birthday?
Yes. But wait till the next commercial break because
Is your
this
birthday
one's been kind of
today?
long.
Tomorrow. That's my mom's birthday.
Yeah, 9/11 F our birthday.
Yeah, my brother's birthday's today, so
That is
guy.
bad luck.
poor guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't call him on his birthday that year.
Shocker has unlimited everything,
Well, aren't you
including
special?
hotspot. Oh no, CJ's asking
Yeah,
him
I was about to
How do
say
you get
that's.
high usage warnings on unlimited?
because they
It's
tell
the phone,
you.
The phone gives me, and I'm just like, I don't want to know that phone, and I'm too lazy to change the setting.
No, because they're paying for your data.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. No, it's the phone that gives me the.
Jason has.
Hey, you've used a lot of data.
Jason's only on a 2 gig plan, but he's never been over 1 gig.
That's funny.
You never watch like a YouTube video? I mean, if you watch 2 or 3 YouTube videos on that thing, you're going to go over 1 gig.
The only app I've installed.
What is that?
It's a Wi-Fi hotspot.
Oh, that's a hotspot. Okay, yeah.
This one I go over, I go out all the time on this one.
Oh, I
I've
believe
got
it.
one somewhere. I don't, it doesn't really
Even
work.
the streaming app to show you guys too.
This shit's cool.
What is that?
Immerse.
Okay, we'll have to get to that in a bit.
Oh boy.
All right, let's come back from commercial break before Carter goes to sleep back there. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, I'll leave the glasses on this time. They're comfortable again.
You want to bring us back from commercial break?
What do I say?
Whenever the jingle stops, you just say welcome back.
Okay.
You could even say welcome back, I'm Gabriella. Thanks
do
for
we know
watching.
when
I
the
hope you
jingle
enjoyed
stops?
I hope you
Yeah.
enjoyed your commercial break.
Yeah.
Whatever you feel like saying.
Yeah? How do you know?
When the little jingle runs up there,
Ah, okay.
we're waiting. Oh,
Waiting.
he's just gonna keep us waiting.
All right.
This is where, he's in control. He's on a big power trip, I'm Carter. I'm in control of the TriCaster.
And welcome back, everyone. How'd you enjoy that commercial break? Hopefully you got another soda.
Some popcorn? I have to have popcorn.
Do you?
Actually, sunflower seeds.
Are we that entertaining?
No, I eat, so if I'm watching TV, I am probably eating sunflower seeds.
I'm probably
Shelled
drinking
ones.
wine.
Really?
I'm probably drinking wine.
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do those 2 things together, probably.
Popcorn.
Sunflower seeds and wine.
Yeah, no.
I don't think those make a good pairing.
I don't think so. No. At least not with the shells.
I don't even have a good segue between that and this next story, but it is science time, and we're going to get to it. I think this first story is totally cool.
Yes.
I don't even know how to explain it to you other than to tell you that there is a new robot called a hedgehog, and it is designed to hop around in microgravity. So basically, some science, and Jason Wynn found this one for us. Some scientists, and this is ridiculous, scientists from NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab and Stanford and MIT, they got all of them to work together on this, and they came up with a different kind of robot that basically is all kind of sealed up and has little pointy, spiky feet things, and it bounces around.
I like it. Are we sending it to Mars?
I don't know.
Or is this something going on asteroids?
I don't know.
But there's spikes and it's a robot.
There are, and so that means it's probably prepared to kill us.
I like it. Oh,
But-
okay.
but I like its approach because it's not going to walk, it's not going to sneak up on you by like walking on two legs or something like that.
Yeah.
It's going to bounce right over and then kill you.
But it's not going to work here because it's meant for really low gravity.
That's true.
So its bouncing is going to be like, boo.
Or
you know those days
so
when you
they
like, eat
say.
too much? Yeah. So, ooh.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. Do we have a picture? Oh, yeah, he was just showing a picture. Okay, he was showing it the whole time.
We
So
missed it.
that shows about how much I was paying attention to that. But anyway, yeah, it's got little spikes in the corners, and they say that they'll be able to put little sensors and things in the spikes. So like maybe a temperature probe in one of the spikes, so that if it hops around and it lands on something, it knows what the temperature is on the ground where it's sitting. Like, am I on ice? Is that really hot?
All right.
What's the deal?
With sensor technology, you could probably do some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, most likely. Okay, other cool stuff going on in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, they're not kidding in Brooklyn. The mayor there, Mayor Cuomo, has announced a $40 million incentive to someone who can design a new microgrid for solar power. They want to take Brooklyn literally off the grid.
And it's funny because the grid literally started in New York City.
Did it really?
Well, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. You know, when
Well-
it was all that Tesla versus
Oh, yeah,
all that-
Edison and
yeah,
Tesla
all that
going
stuff
at it.
back then.
Have you seen the rap battle, the epic rap battle of history with Edison and Tesla? Oh.
I either drank too much
Oh.
before or I don't remember it.
You guys go on YouTube and do a search for epic rap battles of history.
Sweet.
Tesla. Trust me on this one. Okay.
We're gonna have to post that one.
Well, here's the deal. Yeah, we'll have to share that one. Here's the deal. When they want to convert the entire city to solar, but there's one problem with solar, and actually this is one I discovered too. Everyone who has solar eventually discovers this one little hidden truth, which is
Conversion?
even if you have enough solar to power your entire house, if the main grid goes down, so do you. You're like,
How does this work?
why am I down? It's the middle of the day, I am making all the solar power I need, and the grid went down and I go down. Because your solar power is grid tied. Unless you are completely literally off the grid and you have like battery backups and you generate power stored in batteries and then use it at night, you're on the grid.
Interesting. I
And
didn't
when the
realize
grid
that.
goes down, even if you're generating, your house goes down.
Wow.
So at my house, we solved this problem by putting in our own natural gas generator.
Yeah,
we
that's
now have a
smart.
20 kilowatt generator. So if the power goes down,
You got a backup.
we got a backup. But they want the entire city of Brooklyn to be off the grid. So the mayor says $40 million to someone who can invent a microgrid for us, which essentially is a
backup.
grid for Brooklyn that is tied to the main grid, but if the main grid goes down, Brooklyn stays up. And then what
What
they're
up,
going
Brooklyn?
then what they're going to do is let everybody put up their own like solar arrays, windmills, whatever, I guess battery banks and all this stuff. And everybody can contribute to the microgrid and they can trade electricity, sell it to each other, sell it to the main grid, and all this stuff. So they want to basically take that city off the grid.
So it'll be interesting to see if they can take it from one city and then recreate it.
Yeah.
But first they got to get it right in Brooklyn, and there's $40 million up for grabs for whoever wants
Yeah.
to figure that out.
Yeah, but yeah, you got to figure
Sweet.
if somebody does, then what's it going to, I mean, just go sell it to everybody else, right?
Yeah.
That'd
Yeah.
be pretty cool.
The electric companies won't like that so much.
No. Screw the electric companies.
Exactly.
Unless they
Screw
happen
the
to be a
system.
sponsor of the next commercial break. Let's see here. Speaking of electric companies,
Edison.
yeah, this one is very unusual. I was not expecting this. I don't think anybody was. But SunVault Energy and Edison Power are going to build an electric supercar.
What's a supercar, John?
Well, a supercar is generally a car that will go over 200 miles an hour.
Okay.
But it's one that's of a class that the performance is so much higher than any regular car. It's a supercar, and they put a big S on the hood,
All right.
or something like that.
Okay.
Anyway, they have announced, and this is hard to believe. Are you ready for all this?
Ooh.
They have announced they're coming out with a car called the Edison Electron 1. They say it will be out before 2016, or the first quarter of 2016, so like within 6 months from now. They just announced this, and within 6 months from now, they say they're coming out with a car that has 1,000 horsepower, goes 0 to 60 in 2 seconds,
Oh man.
is completely electric, will recharge in 5 minutes, and uses hydrogen battery technology, runs on water.
This is not a cold start.
And
Oh, no.
this is they claim this is real, and they're really going to do this. And there's no pricing, there's no photos,
Yeah.
there's no availability. They say that the only people who are going to be able to order this car are customers are going to have to pre-order it.
Well,
We
it's
don't
like
know
Tesla
how much.
was originally, though.
Is
Yeah, but-
Trump behind this?
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean,
False, fake.
but the thing is, these are like real, actual companies, and
Yeah?
they are claiming that they're going to be demonstrating their new battery technology, which is kind of the key to this whole thing, just next week at a battery
Yeah,
summit.
it's a graphene energy storage device.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
graphene, we're not seeing a whole lot of regular usage yet. Sounds like they're now putting it into energy storage. Could be interesting.
I thought graphing was something they made me do in math class.
Graphene, John, graphene.
I don't know. Anyway, it's really hard to believe, but I guess by next week we will see the first prototypes of this battery.
Pretty exciting.
And then, you know, they're taking pot shots at like Tesla because they're saying, yeah, our batteries won't explode. They're not made of a highly explosive liquid lithium thing.
And they had to call it Edison, right?
Yeah, now we're going to get back into the Tesla Edison
Really,
war.
guys? Back to the battle. Back to the battle.
Hard to believe. Well, anyway, one thing that's no longer hard to believe is how volcanoes came to be.
I thought that was when you mix the stuff inside the paper mache and it
Yeah.
just like spit out mustard.
That's what I thought. That's
Yeah.
what I thought too.
That's what we did in
That's
like
all
science
I
class.
knew. However, some scientists have now created the world's first models of underground, like in the Earth's crust.
wow.
They have mapped it, and they have basically, you see this little model right here? They started at the bottom of the core to mantle boundary, and they show how volcanic hotspots form in the Earth's crust and how things like the Pacific Islands, Hawaii, and those things come to be. And the interesting thing is they don't just take a straight path straight up. You'll notice that these plumes kind of wind themselves around and
And they have pockets and
yeah,
all
the
sorts of
pocket,
things.
all kinds of things. So
Still looks like mustard and ketchup.
it does. You're hungry, aren't you?
I actually am kind of
You haven't eaten lunch, have you?
I no.
Yeah, we'll
I
have to.
missed that.
We'll have to get you a quick break. So we're going to take a commercial break. You guys don't go anywhere because we got to pay the bills. We'll be right back. We're going to get her some food.
See you soon.
Oh, do they?
Whenever they get hit by hurricanes, it's water.
That makes sense.
Interesting.
They
So staying on like Maui and some of the other islands, I've stayed in houses that are totally off the grid.
Oh, yeah.
But it's all solar and
And they have battery backups.
yeah,
and
learning
stuff.
how to figure out their generator.
Oh,
I've had to do
generator,
that.
not even batteries.
Yeah, generator. I'm sitting there going, okay, we're so clean and good and whatever, and then it's like pour some gasoline in the generator.
You are much more adventurous than me. What'd you get, Rob? A new Acer?
Don't be jealous. Jack's gave me his knife.
Oh.
Nice. Oh, you haven't even opened it yet.
No, I've
The-
never seen it.
The V17
Happy
Nitro
birthday to you.
Black Edition. Let's see. Windows 8 64-bit i7 4720 processor, 17.3 inch screen.
Man.
NVIDIA 960, the GTX 960M,
The
16
screen's
gigs of
graphics
RAM.
card.
Yeah, 256 gigs of 256 gig SSD plus 1 terabyte
That
drive.
must be the boot drive, right?
Yeah, DVD super multi-drive, 80211 AC, 3-cell LiPo battery,
What's a Crystal Eye?
HD webcam. It's just their version of a webcam. It's just
But
a
I mean,
web.
is it any?
It's
what's
nothing
the
special.
resolution?
They're just webcam.
We should not jump.
That is pretty awesome. You want to open it right now?
Yeah.
We don't have an unboxing cam today, but you can certainly unbox it.
Periscope it.
Yeah, we could, I guess. Oh, because you got
Tell
a
us
new
how you
one.
really feel.
So we're streaming, but we're also interactivity. And now it's my batteries though. But so when you like Periscope, when you go live, you have 3 different distribution platforms. You can interact, you can live stream, and then it goes video on demand.
Awesome.
So you can have as many sources as possible. That's our, that's Alan.
Hey, Alan.
I'll let you de-virginize it.
So you can go to any camera, front, back,
It's
everything,
not
and
gonna
it's
fit
gonna
in
live stream
my carry-on.
and record
Holy
all
crap!
at the same time.
That
I
is
just
awesome.
ordered a new messenger bag to carry.
There's Steve right here.
Yeah, but have you? This is
So
heavy.
you got the front and the back
wow,
camera
but
going,
like you can
Absolutely.
really
and
work
also
on this.
the other
Between
person joining
computers,
in.
Between anything.
No, and
it's-
no. He has me. I'm on mine.
Oh,
I'm a big boy. I can carry it.
oh, okay. I
I'm
see you
not a
got
big
3
boy.
cameras. Okay.
But we can have up
I
to
see.
25.
Nice.
Doesn't matter what it is.
Oh,
It
that's
will live
awesome.
stream
What do you think?
and
Did they give it to you
record,
fully?
And it will allow you to monetize all
With
the
any
different
charge?
platforms.
That's
I
awesome.
don't think they give you any
And
charge at all.
is it out or is it?
No,
That
we're private
sucks.
beta.
Oh, okay, cool.
3 months.
Oh,
That's
sweet.
pretty.
Yeah, we'll have to play with that once we've done it with the show. That is really very cool.
Keyboard.
Oh yeah.
Good
Yeah.
Lord, that thing is huge.
Feel it here. Hold it.
How heavy is
That's
it?
what she said.
That's what she said. Wow, it's much lighter than I thought it was going to be. I mean, it's not
Really?
light, but it's
It's not
lighter than I
light.
thought.
That
I
thing's
bet that's
heavy.
not more than about 6 pounds.
Really?
I expected it to be heavier
6
than that.
pounds? No, that's more than
6 and a half?
Probably 7. Not. It could be 10.
No way, that is not
Really?
a 10-pounder.
No, it just. I mean, but this is what I walk around.
Yeah, but that's
my
3
Apple
pounds.
17
Yeah, exactly.
was like 12. I had the old.
Yeah, those
2009.
the bricks.
And I feel like it was about.
No,
Really?
no way. We can get the
That's
thing and
The
measure
weight?
it.
But
yeah,
it's quite sleek for the.
it's huge.
heft
It's a
of it.
desktop replacement laptop, basically.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's the,
But the one thing that I'm
How's the
wondering
battery?
is the screen, because it's so
It's
big,
not
but
on
is it
right
still
now.
1080p or is it
I
like
hate it when they
it's
don't send them
2560?
charged. So, I mean, I
it's
guess it
2K.
can be difficult.
It's 2K.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, this thing, opening it as a two-handed thing.
Let's
it's
see,
a
what do we
1080p
have
screen.
after we
That's
get
cool.
You see
done.
the signature in the.
hacks and
The
cheats?
black, yeah,
Hey,
the
Carter,
black edition. That's very cool.
Have you been paying attention to timing at all?
And it's got
Gaming grade graphics, huh? Oh my god, my son's gonna want this.
USB 3 ports.
Oh, so we have to speed it up a bit?
Nice.
Okay.
Very pretty. Happy birthday to you.
Huh.
What's going on?
Just reading.
Yeah, Digital Phil, it's mine. It's all mine.
That is pretty sweet. I guess it comes with the Windows 10 upgrade for free.
Yeah.
So
I hate upgrades.
you,
But fortunately, a friend of mine works for Microsoft, so I'll get Windows 10 for $25.
yeah, but you should get it for free with that.
Yeah, it really
But I
only
don't like
lasts for a
upgrades.
year.
I'd rather format it. Besides,
Oh, you're literally not going to do the upgrade.
no.
Because you could just hop on the download, you could hop on the network here and like download the whole thing in like 2 minutes
Right.
maximum,
Right.
you know, or like 30 seconds depending on how fast their end is.
Now, if they let me format the drive with the upgrade, I do it.
Yeah, they won't do that. All right.
So what do you say about we have to speed up?
Yeah, I guess we
All right, I'll get out of the way.
Are we too slow?
I guess we'll do a couple of hacks. Let's see, we actually have really just 2 hacks and then one little comment. And then we got some cars. And I crossed the first one off. Carter, I don't know if you saw that. I crossed off the first one, the the Infinity, because it turned out for some reason the details that I had are all freaking wrong. I don't know what the deal was with that story, but anyway.
Oh.
The others are pretty, so we'll be pretty quick.
I got 3 32-inch 4K monitors to replace my 2 24-inch 1080p monitors on my desk.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh yeah, you're doing a lot of philanthropy.
Yes.
Is that what they call it?
Yep. Got to do my part to keep VSonic off the street.
Off the bankruptcy list.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to come back, folks. Marion said the longest show
point.
ever. No, not even close. We've had some
Sorry.
ridiculously long ones. Welcome back, folks. We were just told that we've been running a little long.
Uh-oh.
We've got to hurry it up, and we want to get through all these stories. So let's get to it. It is hacks and cheats time.
Oh, favorite.
And as usual, no one is safe anymore. The world is an unsafe place. But, you know, we've been talking a lot about self-driving cars over the last few weeks. Everybody's building their own self-driving cars. However, there is a guy named Jonathan Pettit who is a researcher that has discovered a way to basically thwart self-driving cars.
Nice.
Lady A found this one for us.
Yep.
And basically what he did was he bought about $60 worth of parts, including like one of those little Raspberry Pi devices and like a laser or something. And he found a way to create essentially like phantom objects that these self-driving cars see, which effectively they see something in their path and they come to a stop.
Yeah.
And
It's just
that's it.
confusing.
Yeah,
Confusing the cars.
yeah, basically you ain't going anywhere.
So as much as they keep saying that, you know, oh, it drives better than people and it's safer than people and what have you, it actually is susceptible to
Different kinds of vulnerabilities.
different kinds of vulnerabilities.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I guess it is better to be like driving and then see something and stop and not go anywhere than be hitting things all over the place.
That's true.
But
That's true.
a little bit better.
Well, yeah, but can you like put a shield where it can't see something at some point?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then it just rams into the back of it.
This one, yeah, this one does seem like it's going to be a little bit difficult to overcome. I mean, because
Yes.
that is all of a sudden a very significant hurdle. If anybody can build these things, they got to figure that out.
Yep,
Very scary.
that they do.
Okay, another thing that's very scary. I don't know who your insurance is through.
It is not Blue Cross Blue Shield.
You're lucky. Mine is.
Oh, mine used to be, and it turns out that the latest hack that happened, actually they just found it, but they traced it all the way back to December 2013 when I was
Oh,
on Blue Cross Blue Shield.
bad luck.
So it was 10 million personal records that were exposed, that was discovered in August. What did they get? They accessed
Name, date of birth.
social security number, your mailing address, your telephone number, your member ID number, but even financial account information and insurance claims.
Insurance claims.
Like that's HIPAA.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, this is
They
weird. Like,
forced the healthcare agencies to go so over the top for HIPAA. How in the world did they get a hold of this?
I know, that's a question. If you think about that, that means that, you know, I don't know if there are any diseases that people might have at the moment that have, let's say, a stigma or, you know, like AIDS, for example.
It
I mean,
has a stigma.
AIDS is bad. You don't want to get AIDS. But it
Yeah.
used to be that getting AIDS was worse than, it was a death sentence,
Yeah.
and it also, it just reflected badly on people. Now
Mm-hmm.
it's just a disease, okay? But if you have diseases, people they've taken the database and they could do whatever they want with all this information about your individual treatment data.
Yeah, and I mean, you want to be open and
I mean,
honest
they
with
know
your
that
doctor.
they know that I had herpes.
Oh, well, you probably still have
Crabs.
it.
Every time you get crabs, it's on record.
It's a gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, yay. But I mean, think about it. Like, if you actually talk to your doctor about, hey, I have this many drinks every day, or, you know,
Yeah.
I've used these kinds of drugs, I mean, that's
all in the
private
records.
information.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Oh, scary stuff. Blue Cross. How does this happen? And what I want to know is, is the government going to go after them with fines for not meeting the HIPAA compliance standards?
Yeah, which they would
When
with
you-
anybody else.
If you release all of our data, you did not HIPAA comply, okay?
No.
There's no way.
No. Or financial data comply.
Yeah, none of that. Well, anyway, moving on, popcorn time. Have you ever used popcorn time?
I have not used popcorn time.
Have you allegedly ever not used popcorn time? Popcorn time is an app. It's actually available at popcorntime.io, or so I hear. And it is an app that allows people to bootleg movies like crazy. It's basically Netflix for bootleg movies.
But those things get shut down all the time.
Not
You
this
just
one.
Apparently go to another one.
This one can't be shut down because it's not a site. It's a peer-to-peer application
Oh, yes.
that a guy invented that it's just, you can't stop it.
And they found out who invented it,
They
right?
did. The guy, his name is Federico Abad from Buenos Aires, a 29-year-old developer. He put it together because apparently in Buenos Aires, the bandwidth is so bad that like, there's two things he claims. One, their bandwidth is so bad it takes forever to download anything. And two, movies and new releases and things, they're like half a year or more behind anybody else.
Yeah.
And they just got sick of waiting. So he's like, well, I wonder if there's something I can do about it. He built this app.
Well,
Now
I mean,
the
if
whole
there's-
world
yeah.
uses it.
If there's no such thing as live streaming, you actually have to download
Yeah.
the entire files anyways, so.
Yeah, so I guess the claim is that the infrastructure turned him into a hacker, into a bootlegger.
Ooh, Buenos Aires.
But he did say, you know, he's not making any money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't build it for that, and he's not really part of the project anymore. It's now a whole team of developers, but it's
Yeah.
just interesting that he's now doing interviews, and we know who it was that invented it. Okay, last stuff for the day, planes, trains, and automobiles time. And this first one, I know you're going to want to run right out and pick one of these up.
Oh my gosh. I seriously, like, I was sending it the other day saying, how about you get this car?
Right. Rolls-Royce has announced a new car called the Dawn. Byron found this one. Now, here's what I think is interesting. We'll talk about the car here in a second, but what's interesting is the way they announced it. This is an amazing car, but they did not announce it at an auto show or something like that. Instead, they unveiled it online to an invitation-only audience of owners, potential buyers, and media. So that's kind of unusual.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a $300,000 plus vehicle, and they claim it is the quietest convertible ever made.
It's a hard top.
But I bet it's not so quiet when the 6.6 liter twin turbo V12 gets to cranking 563 horsepower, 575 pounds of torque.
John, you're going to have to make me some money.
Oh yeah, get you one of these?
I need a new car.
All right, we'll work on that. Oh, brother. So, on other news, other automotive news, Tesla has a new production line where they're building the Model S with 542 robots on one production line.
Wow.
And what's crazy is they say that the production line has the flexibility to be almost instantaneously retooled to build different kinds of cars.
So it's almost like a mass customization line.
Yeah, kind of. So
That's
they're going to
cool.
build the Model S and the new Model X SUV on these lines. But you know, if one of them starts selling a lot more than the other, they can just start
Totally
cranking those out.
reconfigure. Wow, it's like next gen Ford.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is crazy. And interesting thing is Tesla's CEO, Elon Musk, said they expect to be building 10 times the number of cars they're building today by 2020. In
don't
5
doubt
years, they expect to be building 10 times the cars.
Yeah.
Which they better be because they bought a $5 billion battery facility. they got.
Well, and they gotta keep up with the Edison guys, right?
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
I mean,
When those guys come
yeah.
out,
Can't
I
really
don't know.
compete with that.
that's right. My 1,000 horsepower Edison vehicle that runs on water. We'll see. Now, competitive. On a competitive note, the Chevy Volt.
Wait, are they actually competitors?
I
Come
mean,
Let's be real here,
They
John.
are. It's totally different class of vehicle.
Yeah.
But you know, they were certainly first. And I am a fan of the Chevy Volt. I like it. It's a great little car. Gas motor and battery, so you can drive it forever. You don't have to recharge it, but when you do recharge it, you get about 40, 50 miles of range on pure electric before the gas engine pops, on. With one little problem.
Can't buy them.
You can't get them.
Can't buy them.
They just announced the 2016 Chevy Volt, and then they came out and said, we're going to have very limited production, meaning basically, if you're in California, you might be able to get one and pretty much no one else. So on one hand, we got Musk building factories with 550 robots,
Increasing
cranking
production.
out
Yeah.
10 times the volume of electric cars, and Chevy can't even produce a few frickin' Volts to give to the market?
What's up, Chevy?
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
Makes
And
me
wait, why
sad.
does California get all of it?
Because their emissions, I don't know. They need to bring them to Texas, what they need to do.
Yeah.
Maybe they think we got such wide open spaces we don't want them.
Now, Jeep, if you could make an electric Jeep for me, I'd really appreciate that.
Listen up.
Yes.
Listen up, folks. All right, that's all the time we've got for today's show. No unboxings today.
Oh, that's no fun.
Next time. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Geek Beat. Come on back next week. Same bat time and bat channel and all that other stuff. I am John P. That is Gabriella. And we'll see you later. Bye. It is almost 5 o'clock, folks.
I miss my Jeep so bad.
I do not miss
Oh,
my Jeep.
JD, yeah, we should have done a check-in. I'm sorry. We were running so long, we didn't have time. I promise a check-in next week.
Check in?
That's where we tell everybody to check in from where they are, tell us where they're watching from, and they say all over the freaking world. It's awesome.
Say all the cool stuff.
Yeah. Jason said, I don't think Chevy really wants to make the Bolt. Yeah, I don't know. They used to be committed, but I don't know.
Yeah, because they were trying to make a truck platform out of it and all sorts of other cool stuff out of it.
Yeah. Well, they invested so much in it that they were going to have to do a lot with it to make their money back, but who knows. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We're going to have to wrap it up. I got to get to the house, and we got other stuff going on. So did you have fun?
I did. Had a great time.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Good stuff.
Very good show.
We'll
very
do
good
it.
show.
Yes.
Okay, guys, we'll see you later. Bye-bye. Carter, you can shut her down now whenever. I'm going to turn off the drop cams.
I just realized I
So
was
have a
totally,
great
like,
weekend, everybody.
reaching in. What's
Yeah.
up, people?
Well, this probably won't see y'all for about 3 or 4 months.
Because you're so much travel and
Yeah,
all that other stuff with the job.
and be here this week because my mom went to a hospice facility.
Yeah, I saw that.
She had a really rough time a couple of days last week while I was in Atlanta. So the morning I was going to come back, they took her. She's supposed to come back Tuesday. The stupid girl at the facility, the ambulance showed up to get her. She called the hospice, couldn't get an answer there. She called my mother's phone that was dead in her room, went to voicemail, so she turned the ambulance away. And we waited all night for her to show up.
Really?
And she started crying when she realized she'd sent the ambulance away. So,
What are you going to do? Accidents happen.
See, we don't need no
Here's your new toy.
That's right.
What do you do with your toys when they send them to you?
We review them, take pictures, give them a try, review them, and then do a video or do a blog post or whatever.
Cool.
Yeah, you can do it too.
Well, I did that with a
Oh look,
standing
it'll go
desk.
straight up too.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, you did the standing desk, the
standing desk.
sit-stand desk.
this really does look like a torture table.
But like for up there, look how cool that looks, John.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it looks
It looks like it fits.
You need to build one of these tops for this.
Right.
I agree.
Actually, this is
The
kind of
problem is
cool.
they're very loud and
No
noisy and
pressure.
stuff.
No pressure.
Did you turn off the stream yet?
No.
Oh, you can. We turned off our mics already.
The holes are great. Like, you can put more arms to hold stuff on for unboxing.
Yeah, that would be fun.